welcome back to our Devlog series for Hypercastle Explorer, our project where we are building a game engine-based visualizer for the Terraforms by Mathcastles on-chain generative land art NFT project. So in this video, I want to show some of the demo work that we've been doing in terms of actually building visualizations with the SDK that we've developed, and we've got some juicy visuals to share with you. Let's get started. All right, so it's been a busy time around here. We're actually getting a lot done, which is great, and we're also preparing for an exhibition at Berlin NFT, which is a conference that's happening next week here in Berlin, Germany. I'm going to be giving a talk about Terraforms there, taking over all of the screens in the venue for an hour with an exhibition of the Terraforms art, some of the work that we've been doing on Hypercastle Explorers. And so that kind of set a natural deadline for us to get something ready to show by last Monday, a couple days ago. And so we kind of pushed to get one of our 3D visualizations complete, which we did. And so what we did was assembled all of the 3D elevation-based ASCII renders of each terraform into a full 3D contiguous structure that you can fly around with and animating, right? So as you can imagine, this is a pretty challenging task computation-wise, right? We're loading a lot of objects. We're trying to animate a lot of objects and render a lot of objects simultaneously. And so some of the optimization work that I talked about last time that the devs on our team have done has come in absolutely critical, but there is still more to do. So what we did was we were able to load and render everything, but what we discovered was using the approach that we were taking of loading and parsing the data out of each SVG is quite slow when you have to load 9,900 of them. And so what we are currently working on is a process where we're creating a memory mapped intermediate file type that is pre-parsed and only contains the data that we need. So what we found was that it could take like 5 or 10 minutes to load all of the terraforms into the 3D space, right? So you would just have to kind of open up the executable, hit start, and then just wait, which we spent a lot of time doing and had a lot of good conversations while we were waiting for everything to spawn. But now I think we're going to see a pretty significant speed up using this approach that we've done. We haven't got the final, we're working on it as we speak. We haven't got the final benchmarks of how much faster, but I think it could be multiple times faster than it currently is, and hopefully at a usable kind of amount of speed. What we also did was we shifted to an approach in that mode where they load in one at a time as you're flying around, so you don't have to just wait and watch a loading bar, but you can actually see them popping in. Funny detail about that is that they actually load in the order that they were minted, which is kind of funny and cool. But so basically you see them popping in as they're loading, and then eventually the whole structure is loaded and you can fly around in it. But I spent a bunch of time capturing footage for the exhibition. I edited together a short video that'll be shown at the venue while I'm speaking and during the time of the exhibition. But I have to say, it was just a really kind of awesome experience to be able to fly around, see everything animating, see all the colors, see the way it all looks. It was just kind of really beautiful, and I spent hours doing it. I captured a ton of footage that went into the final edit, and I will make a much shorter version of that for public release, probably when we release the executable file for everybody, and put some music in it and make it like a nice little follow-up to the long view animation that'll go with that. But that's been really, really cool. And then the other thing that we've been kind of working on parallel to that is the 3D ASCII Explorer or Structure Explorer mode. So one of the things that you'll see looking at some of the footage of the free-flying mode, which is what I'm calling it, is that we took off any kind of backgrounds from each terraform. So some of them, they just render as like all white characters or all black characters. And so some of the graphic effect of each terraform is kind of lost because a lot of them rely on having a contrasting background color. We tried it with 3D kind of backing plates, but we felt like the free-floating visual just looked better and was cooler to fly around in, so we took them off. But I wanted to make sure in the Explorer, in one of our 3D Explorers, that we had a version that would display the terraforms in a more faithful way with their appropriate background color. And so what we're doing in the 3D ASCII Structure Explorer mode is we're highlighting a single terraform at a time and changing the background color of effectively the sky of the 3D space to match the background color of the terraform. And so this allows you to look at the individual terraform in 3D and still get a lot of the graphical effect of what it should look like, but without resorting to adding a backing plate under it, which kind of we felt like didn't look as good in the final render. So where we're at now is that we still need to finish that loading optimization data structure before we put it into the 2D World Explorer, the 3D Structure Explorer, and the FreeFly Explorer, right? That is a kind of a dependency for all three of those modes. So what we've been working on is the Structure Explorer with cubes as visualization instead. We might allow that as one of the visualization options, but for now, it's a kind of a placeholder so that we can do things like the movement navigation, so that you can focus on a single parcel and then move using the WASD keys and go up and down using the Q and E keys between levels. There's still a few little usability changes that we want to make there, so it's not done yet, but the basic ability to focus on a terraform, navigate, have the background color change, lay out the whole structure in 3D and make it navigable is basically there. I spent a little bit of time doing a little bit of design work to design some UI to go with it. I posted some of those in Discord if you're curious. I'll put some of them on the screen here as well. So that is getting much closer. And then the 2D Explorer mode is going to really rely on some of that same loading technology that we're developing, and is going to be basically allow you to be a little @ character, move around the whole level, move from parcel to parcel, and we're going to have this airship mode where you can fly if you get stuck behind something and move more freely, ignoring the kind of static areas of the map that we're using to block the collision detection. So we're really getting close to the place where we can release the executable Explorer, the game-like application for everybody to play around with. I can't wait to do that. In the meantime, follow along in Discord. We're posting regular updates there. And yeah, as always, really appreciate your support and interest in the project. If you want to further support the project, there's still a couple of tokens available to mint at hypercastleexplorers.xyz. And of course, you can also buy on secondary markets like OpenSea. We appreciate your support if you choose to do that. As always, if you're enjoying these videos and you want to be notified, don't forget to subscribe. Drop a like on the video to help with discovery in the YouTube algorithm, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the project. If you have any questions or ideas, we'd love to hear them. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.